Hello again, fellow weary travelers of the interwebs. Welcome. And for those who haven't been down this road before, the uninitiated, have no fear, because you can trust me. For I am the learned one, and this is Sin a Shadow Moonlight. Today we will discuss the goats. No, not the type of goats that the disillusioned backwood ramblers like to take back to the barn for a little fresh air, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. No, these are 50 films, the greatest of all time, if you will. Through careful insight, increased learnedness, and a little wacko sensibility, this list was born. These are, in fact, the greatest. There's no doubt about it. Think I'm wrong? Think your list is better than mine? Think you're better than me? You got some explaining to do, buddy. Maybe you should move back in with your mama, boy. But enough of my ranting. Let's get on with it. So without further ado, sit back, relax. What? What, Mom? Mom! Stop! No, you know that I'm down here. You know I'm doing my videos. Mom! No, you know I'm on YouTube. You know that I'm doing this. Why do you do this? Number 50, Interstellar. Slowly running out of food and resources, time is almost up for Earth to get its act together. But luckily, Matthew McConaughey is on the case. Former NASA flyer turned farmer, McConaughey gives his greatest performance to date. Inspired by such films as Metropolis, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and even Tarkovsky's The Mirror, this is Nolan's most emotional and visually striking film. The IMAX scenes alone, gorgeous. Number 49, The Wizard of Oz. Arguably the best children's movie ever, this fantasy dream musical was released in 1939, Hollywood's golden year. Through its use of 3-strip Technicolor, the colors pop and are as bold as ever, even 80 years later. Follow the yellow brick road, but watch out for the witch and the flying monkeys. But don't be too scared. This movie is for everybody. Number 48, Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is near, and Rockridge is in trouble. With performances from Gene Wilder, Cleavon Little, Dom DeLuise, Madeline Kahn, Slim Pickens, Harvey Korman, Mel Brooks himself, and even a special guest appearance from Count Basie and his orchestra. Combined with the writing talents of Richard Pryor, you can't go wrong with that. The one-liners, the scenes with Mongol, especially the fart scene around the campfire, unforgettable. Number 47, Boogie Nights. This early Paul Thomas Anderson film showcases the golden era of porn in the 1970s. It features a great ensemble cast with Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, John C. Reilly, William H. Macy, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and especially Mark Wahlberg's Dirk Diggler. And let me tell you what, ladies, he is packing heat. It's kind of like Magnolia, but way more fun and wild. Number 46, Horror of Dracula. Released during the 50s Hammer boom after such classics as Curse of Frankenstein and the Quatermass series, this movie jettisoned horror into its new age, complete with an X rating from Britain. Full of deep red blood, cleavage, and a whole new level of badassery, the vampire flick was never the same. Featuring Christopher Lee as Dracula, Peter Cushing as Van Helsing, and Terrence Fisher in the director's chair, this is definitely one that you can sink your teeth into. Number 45, A Woman Under the Influence. Writer, director, producer John Cassavetes was a pioneer of the independent film movement of the 1950s and 60s. This here is a story of the contemporary 1970s manic housewife, played by Gina Rollins. She owns it in this one. This, bar none, greatest female performance of all time. I love it. The rest of the family's crazy too. But what are they under the influence of? Society? Number 44, 12 Angry Men. 12 men, one room, one murder trial. 11 of the jurors enter the room with their minds already made up, guilty as charged, until the solid rock of the film, Henry Fonda, stands up and says, "Wait a minute, guys, I don't think so." This film deals with the misconceptions and prejudices people felt during that time in the 1950s against people that they didn't quite understand. It also challenges the values of our Constitution and really who we are as a people in America. Sidney Lumet's debut is still as strong and powerful as it ever was. Number 43, Blue Velvet. An easily understood David Lynch film is a very rare thing to find, but this one comes close. A 1950s style town with an evil lurking underneath its ground comes to the surface in the form of Frank Booth, played masterfully by the great actor Dennis Hopper. He's awesome. He's crazy. He's everything. But what is this movie? Is it a murder mystery? Is it a kidnapping story? Is it a love story? It's David Lynch, dude. I don't know. Number 42, The Big Lebowski. The dude, Walter, and Donnie. The best damn bowling team there ever was. Or were they golfers? Whatever. A case of mistaken identity causes the dude to get his apartment broken into and his rug pissed on. Can he get it back? Well, first he's got to get through a philanthropist paraplegic, his feminist daughter, a porn king, a pederast, and a few other people. And he really needs it. It really tied the room together. This is my favorite Coen Brothers movie. Number 41, 25th Hour. Set in the backdrop of post 9/11 New York City with the rubble still fresh, this is the story of a man on his last day before a long prison stint. What I can best describe as a monologathon between Brian Cox and Edward Norton really sets this movie apart from the rest. I consider this the most universal best Spike Lee film around. And we also get one of my favorite characters, the shit guy. Shit. Number 40, The Departed. Frank Costello, played masterfully by Jack Nicholson in his last great film role, is a leader of the Boston Irish Underground. He just can't quit the life and can't quit committing the crimes, even though he doesn't have to anymore. Playing father figure to both Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt Damon's characters, they face off in this Best Picture winner. This has great editing, pacing, and a huge build-up to a surprise ending. Do not miss this one. Number 39, The General. Overshadowed by Chaplin throughout his career, Buster Keaton is without a doubt a comic and stunt genius, and this film proves it. A Union spy commandeers the northbound general and thus commences the greatest chase of the 20th century, ending in an actual train crashing off of a bridge. Wow. I agree with you, Orson. This is a better Civil War film than Gone with the Wind. Number 38, Double Indemnity. The go-to film noir that all others in the genre look up to. Shadows, Moonlight, Fog, hard-boiled baby talk, and a little insurance fraud make up the perfect mix. My channel gets some style from this movie and is a really big influence on me. If you're interested in crime movies, I'd start here. Number 37, Sunrise. A loose city girl finds a helpless farm boy and makes him fall in love with her. She even asks him to kill his wife and run away with her. And he agrees to it. Did you forget about your family, man? Your wife, your kid, your dog, your farm? What an idiot. A change of heart and a rekindling may not be enough when a storm hits the lake. I hope they can hold on. This is one heart-wrenching, silent love story. Number 36, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Throwing away the typical good versus bad, black versus white tropes of the old days, the Italians launched into the genre with the spaghetti western, and they took Clint Eastwood with them. With an unforgettable Ennio Morricone score, there is no good, bad, or ugly, just those who shoot first. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Number 35, Scarface. I've talked about this movie enough, so I guess I'll just throw out some of my favorite quotes. This town is like a great big pussy, just waiting to be fucked. Hey Sosa, all I have in this world are my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody. Do you want to go to war? Just say the word. You don't? We cool. This thing's a cream puff. What, you think I kill a wife and 2 kids? Fuck that! You dead, motherfucker! And everybody's favorite, say hello to my little friend! Number 34, It's a Wonderful Life. You all know the story. Jimmy Stewart just wants to get out, but he can never get away. And when all seems lost, he goes and offs himself. And after that, an angel comes to show him the error of his ways. Everybody is worse off without you, George Bailey. This movie makes me cry. This movie also makes me laugh, and I love it. This is the #1 Christmas movie. And for those with an actual heart, you'll love it too. Those without it, Number 33, Eyes Wide Shut. An obliteration of the preconceived notions of the sexual nature of his wife caused Tom Cruise to roam the streets of New York in search of something, and he finds a lot more than he bargained for. Being the last film of Stanley Kubrick's career, we have yet to unlock all of its mysteries. How much did he know? How much do they want us to know? Are the occult elite listening? Are they behind you? Number 32, Psycho. A woman is on the run with a purse full of money, and she gets tired after a while, so she pulls off to Bates Motel. After meeting sweet little Norman, she goes back to her room to hop in the shower for a little nightcap. But watch out, because Mama don't like girls talking to her precious little baby, and she's wielding a butcher knife. Or is she? This film blew people's minds back in 1960 when the entire course of the film changed direction. A precursor to the slasher genre. Number 31, Sunset Boulevard. A star from the silent age of the silver screen relives her glories in a rundown mansion, dreaming of her return. That is, until William Holden parks his car note in her garage. Norma Desmond prepares her comeback, but it may be too late. This is the all-too-true story for many of the relics of the past. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. Number 30, Barry Lyndon. Redmond Barry is about to journey on the biggest come-up this side of the 18th century to become Barry Lyndon. Shot as though every frame was a painting from its time, this is often overshadowed by other Kubrick masterpieces. The way it's lit with candlelight and natural light still amazes me. It goes to show you the dedication to the craft Kubrick had and that he didn't care about the conventions of the time. Check it out. Number 29, The Thing. Men trapped in the Antarctic wilderness scramble around and fight with each other, trying to figure out who is who and which one has succumbed to the thing. This film is the best case for the use of practical effects over CGI as the alien morphs into unimaginable grotesqueness. Rick Baker does a hell of a job with the transformations. Wilford Brimley even has an epic diabetes-related attack. This is Carpenter's best. Number 28, Ben-Hur. This is what epic movies are all about. Big budget, big sets, big staff, thousands of extras, and to catch it all, MGM used Panavision wide film cameras. The chariot race is what truly sets Ben-Hur above the rest. I would love to have seen this in its original 70mm showing in '59 on the biggest screen available. Hollywood couldn't make this film today without CGI, even though they wasted their time trying. Number 27, Andrei Rublev. Set on the backdrop of 15th century Russia, this tells the story of icon painter Andrei Rublev. Told through many episodes, Rublev showcases art with such depth that only Tarkovsky could. Visual poetry. The black and white cinematography is gorgeous, although there are some brutal battle scenes involving horses. It's long, foreign, and colorless, but that's all right with me. Number 26, On the Waterfront. Based on Elia Kazan's own confrontation with identifying communists, he answers his critics with his classic story of standing up to a mob-centered union boss on the docks. Marlon Brando plays Terry Malloy, a down-and-outer who is sick of being thrown under the bus. His monologue near the end to his brother is so powerful, it inspires me. From the score, to the acting, to the message, it's perfect and relatable. A true classic.